Good
So,
to see ya.
huh, haven't seen you so long.
Oh, how's your day?
How was your fern? Your big fern storm
It
with the
was
blizzard?
awesome,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, I left the house just to do the snowblower a few times, but
Snowblower.
yeah,
Come on.
I got a bad back, dude. I've had a snowblower for probably 15 years. I split it with my neighbor, and then my neighbor moved, and he's like, "Here, just keep the snowblower, so I don't have to share it with anybody." It's
Yeah.
fantastic. I
You don't
don't
go
live
over
in.
to your new neighbor's house and just do their driveway also for fun?
Nope.
Not grandfathered into that?
I'm a very selfish snowblower. I've got older people that live across the street, older people that live next to me, and I've only offered to do their driveway like once or twice
Yeah.
because it was so freaking cold out that I'm like, okay, I'm out for an hour doing my own driveway and the cars and all that other stuff. I don't really want to then go across the street and be like, let me do this for
Oh,
you. And I'm going to have to come back in 3 hours because it's coming down. There's so much snow coming.
right.
I don't know. I don't know what's the proper etiquette for. I'm just gonna do your driveway once, but I'm not coming back.
Proper etiquette is do your driveway, run as fast as humanly possible inside your house and shut your door.
Right. That's
I,
that's what I do.
because you know, I don't have a bad back yet. I do my driveway with shovel, just me and the shovel, and zero help from the family. They're inside, like in the window, watching me, like pointing at me. It's amazing. But
Taking videos. Like, look at dad. What an
I
idiot.
do have some neighbors who have snow blowers as well, and I'm like out there, I'm shoveling. They see me, I'm always like thinking like maybe they're gonna come over, or maybe they're gonna do like the Andrew Fangabao mode and just run back inside, and they
Yeah.
just run so fast inside.
Are they friendly neighbors or are
You
these
get the
the type?
wave, get the whole thing, like, hey, it's snowing, it's cold, blizzard, right?
Yeah.
I think I went out like three times during the core of the blizzard. I went out twice afterwards. I was thankful and also cursed at the snowplow that came by and just like it was the plow was angled like towards my driveway. I was like, no.
Always. It's always. It's like a
Yeah, you
Seinfeld
can't do it.
episode, like, or maybe Curb Your Enthusiasm, or it's like you spend hours and then they just build up this
Yeah.
ice wall of
Yeah.
like 4 feet that it's impossible to get through, even with a snowblower. That's a difficult shot.
I feel like they're coming up the street and they see me, he like tilts the plow the other way towards my driveway. No, they don't do that. I'm
Yeah,
grateful that they plow. I have mastered a technique of taking my car and backing it in and out of the driveway at the bottom and just making my own path and getting stuck. But the challenge of getting out. My driveway is also a hill,
yeah,
so it helps me gravity pushing the snow down, but like getting that car back up,
impossible.
flip slide sometimes.
Yeah. Do you think the people who do the snow plowing for the city are the same people who do sanitation pickup? And if like you don't tip them enough over the holiday, they basically put all the snow up against your
Maybe
driveway
it.
and your car? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think the DPW crew, they do everything, right? So they're doing sanitation and recycling and plowing and heavy metal pickup, those guys.
I think they would be an interesting guest to have someone from sanitation of New
Yeah.
Rochelle come on and tell us like, are we cheap that we're tipping the garbage people, $50 during the holidays? Do they laugh at us when we put out certain things on our curb? Like, what's the behind the scenes going on at the sanitation department?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody there?
They're not supposed to accept tips, okay? So
Eee.
there's no tipping. It doesn't
Oh,
happen.
my bad. My bad. Okay. I was kidding. That I didn't mean that.
They're
Um,
just doing their job.
just yeah. What was a snow day like after you come inside? Like, what are the kids when you got two kids home, no school? Like,
Yeah.
what do you guys do during the day?
I think my kids slept to 11. And then because they knew school was closed the day before, right? So that whole thing of like waking up and hearing the snow day has gone away, right? Because now the schools are wisened up and uh, figured out to do it in advance, so people know. Yeah, it was a lot of
No remote learning?
sorry.
No remote learning on a snow
No,
day?
school was closed today, full on closed. And I believe a few years ago, after COVID, and they were like talking about snow days going away because they like were able to do remote learning. But that obviously did not happen. I don't think that was well received by probably the teachers, administration,
Everybody needs a break.
parents, kids, definitely.
Well, the teachers probably have their own kids at home. So how are the
Yeah,
teachers going to teach remotely? Probably doesn't work. I'm
no.
guessing.
Which is why they put in 2 snow days and one down, and let's get another one going in
Yeah.
February or March.
I also think it'd be really interesting to have like a teacher as a guest from the New Rochelle schools or any schools for that matter. Like, I'm so curious after parent teacher night, like, do all the teachers get in a room and have a drink and just talk smack
Oh
about
yeah.
the parents and the kids? And like, can you believe what that guy was wearing and who's flirting with whom? Like, I'd love to. I don't think they would share that with us, per se, but
Yeah. That'd be a good podcast, right?
good
Behind
podcast.
the scenes after parent teacher night.
Yeah. You know, our home during the snowstorm is like kind of weird because this is the first year we're in empty nest syndrome. So it's just Danielle and I basically like once I've shoveled, it's like, okay, what do you want to watch? You want to we can binge like an entire series. I mean, granted, we both had work to do, so
Yeah.
it was a lot of work. But then,
Okay.
we've
You
been
could
meaning
tell it. It's
we,
okay. You could tell us you watch TV all day.
we we did watch a few shows. We watched this show on Amazon Prime called Steel with Sophie Turner, who was in Game of
Game of
Thrones,
Thrones.
which
Yeah.
was good. We watched that recently. Um, you and I should just have a conversation. We should compare notes. You talk to Sarah, I'll talk to Danielle. Let's compare notes and let's give our listeners, viewers, like top 10 most recent movies or shows that we've seen. That might draw some subscribers. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
If you like bad TV, we could probably come up with something.
Yeah, I like good TV. I'm not into I've definitely stopped watching things after a few minutes if it sucks.
Yeah. I've and I'm not afraid to admit it. I have complete ownership of the remote. And Sarah's not happy about it. But I feel like I bring some good shows and movies and to the table. But sometimes we watch some movies or something and she'll look at me, she's like, that was just a terrible pick. And
Waste
that's all on you.
complete waste of our time, right?
Yeah.
What's the best show that you've seen in like the last 3 to 6 months?
We watched Pluribus. It's from the
Yes.
creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah. It was
It was
Gilligan.
really good.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Um, and I'm drawing a blank on the name, but it's a show about the government is like living underground in a bubble. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, on Amazon. It's so good. I forgot the name of it, but it was
Oh, what is that
the guy
called?
from This Is Us.
Sterling
Sterling.
K. Brown?
Yes, boom.
Yeah. What was that
Yeah,
called? That show.
yeah, yeah. That one.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Whatever that was. You know what has been a fantastic show? Shout out to a little New Row alumni, Francis Turner. Amazon Prime has a show called Fallout, and Francis Turner, who graduated with us,
Yeah,
class of 90,
93.
93. Thank you.
Oh, did you not
Uh,
know?
I totally forgot. I'm losing my head. She's a fantastic part of this show called Fallout, and she's also in a show called Man in the High Castle, which is a
Uh-huh.
few seasons ago, both on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime, both fantastic. Shout out to Francis Turner.
We need to get a conversation going then.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Right?
I just sent her a message after I finished the last episode of Fallout saying how great it was, and she hit me right back. She's like, "Thank you so much for the support." I'm going to ask her if she wanted to be on our show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a show. It's a show now.
Well, it's our podcast show. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Um,
Show, podcast, video,
Whatever it is,
conversation.
it is. Kemesha Salmon is going to be joining us today, and her video and interview will follow this. And then we've got Matt Stern, who's a councilman from New Rochelle. If you follow our YouTube channel, you'll see his video. We've got a lot of great guests coming up in the next few weeks, so please subscribe or come back or whatever the terminology is, and watch Neuro Now with Andrew and Andrew. Welcome to another fantastic edition of Neuro Now with Andrew and Andrew. Our guest this evening is Kemesha Salmon, and Kemesha is going to tell us a little bit about TP Toys, which is a business in New Rochelle, as most of you listeners already know. We're going to talk a little bit about what she's doing in the community, and we look forward to hearing from you. Maybe just get us started by telling us a little bit about the brick and mortar business that you have, TP Toys, how that got started. What is it like running a business in New Rochelle? Give us a little background.
Yeah, so thank you both for having me. It's an honor. And I
Welcome.
love to talk about the positivity and the community aspect of New Rochelle. So I give you both credit for highlighting all the businesses. Um, so I opened TP Toys in 2015. TP Toys is named after both my children, Tristan and Peyton. It wasn't funny when we started because I didn't realize that TPs, when you TP someone's house, I was I was just thinking about a name that I wouldn't be sued for, So after we got that off, my kids was like, "Mom, everyone said we have a toilet paper store." And I was like, "No, we don't sell toilet paper. We sell toys." But hey, so we started in 2015. I opened because um, there was a no everywhere you went. There was either no one knowledgeable about educational toys or toys itself where you walk in a store and someone was ready to help you, or not even just ready, but willing to help you and was educated on the toys they were selling. So I saw that was missing and I wanted to add that niche to New Rochelle. So we opened in 2015 and great. This is about to be our 11th year. So
Wow.
11, I'll make a wish.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this last year, we expanded to not really far away next door. It's a bigger location where we also opened Kemesha's Community, which is my nonprofit that I'll tap into later. But TP Toys was just started because, just a local mom wanted to give the community educational toys and information about toys that they needed for the community. For the community.
I
Nice.
feel like you have a ton of tie-ins with the chamber and with the police department. Like, what advice can you give to some of the other local business owners? Do you need that? Did you seek it out? Did they come and offer that help as you were growing? Like, tell us a little bit about the tie-ins with the community.
So when we started, I love to give back. I started giving back before we opened the store. So we had an initiative at my house where my kids will pick a charity and we would do a lemonade stand and we'll put it outside and whatever the kids make. They used to be so grateful. They made $5, and myself and my husband will say, "Hey, that's whatever organization they chose that um, primarily care for children. We'll send the check to that organization." So when I opened TP Toys, what I did, I tied my give back initiative to my store. So I think when that started, so many people heard about what we were doing. And for me, my first partnership actually was the Beachmont Tavern, was Rob. I love Rob. Me and Rob are brothers and sisters. We just might not look alike, but we're brothers and sisters because when I started and I wanted to do community initiative and I needed a place to do it, he was the first one to say, "Hey, you can do it here. You're giving back to the community. I want to help you." And that started basically the catalyst of reaching out to other organizations. The fire department, they make sure they use us when it comes to their Christmas giving. So they have a party every year and they buy the gift from us. Then we also partner with Holy Family. They come and they buy gifts from us as well. So it's a partnership. And yes, you have to seek it out because I've been in New Rochelle since I was 16, and there's so many businesses. Some have closed, and I think you can say the same thing. We will sit and someone said, "Hey, have you been to this store?" And you're like, "What are you talking about?" I didn't know that was there, or you knew it was there, but you didn't know what they sell. So I find that when we partner with other people, especially with the chamber, go into different meetings, you get to meet different business owners, and we get to share information on, what they're doing and how we can get the word out and the partnerships. So I love collaboration. I think collaboration is the one, number one aspect of a business owner. Because if you can't collaborate with other people, because if you have client and I have client and we're sending them to each other, Andrew, as much as we love each other, we can't support each other every day. But if you're telling your clients and I'm telling my clients about you, that's a niche. And that's something, I've continued to do over the years when it comes to partnership.
You touched on like challenges, very challenging to open up a brick and mortar um, business these days, right? And you're
Yeah.
obviously competing with Amazon and just buying toys online. Can you speak to like those challenges with regards to that, and also just people, are you getting people off the street? Is the high rises that just went up on kind of either side of your store or down the street, is that helpful? Like what are the challenges that you face as an independent brick and mortar business owner?
So first, I'll say it's a lot of challenges, but let's start off when I opened, Toys R Us was still open. So, but for me, it was never about competition, even until this day. I was purpose driven. And I think when you're purpose driven, for me, it was never about how much money I can make or, how big I can get in this industry. It was the difference I was going to make to each mom or each client that walked through the store, that when they leave, they could talk about the service they receive. And I mean, it's a town that I live in. So that was the first thing. Challenges, we will always have challenges, especially now. I think COVID-19 normalized online shopping and it made it easier. I have to say I was one of those people during COVID. It's like, what are you going to do? You had to order and pick up. Then you had to snap yourself out of it and say, oh my God, let me start shopping back local or go into businesses, because if we don't, they're going to be closed. But what I can say for me, my clientele and the New Rochelle community, they show up. They know the importance of shopping local, and they understand that when you shop local, we're hiring people from our community. And another thing too, when you shop at Kemesha's community, TP Toys, 20% goes to Kemesha's community. And I'll touch on that later, where our workforce program, we have a workforce program where we employ kids 18 to 24. We have in our center, we do tutoring and mentoring, and those are free. We have free programs. We also have a breakfast club program that for kids that don't eat breakfast at school, or the most important, on the weekends when school are closed, or like a day like today, when there was a snowstorm, that child is not eating breakfast. We provide breakfast for those kids. So it's an important where people understand that, yes, we do sell toys. Yes, you love the toys. Yes, you can buy online, but the benefit that you're going to get from shopping at TP Toys and what we are doing for the community surpass any internet shopping. And so I love that our community members get that and they understand it, and our partners even get it even more.
How did you get through COVID? How did you deal with that for, I'm assuming, 6 months plus, right? Or closed and then afterwards.
I wasn't closed
And supply
COVID.
chain issues maybe, right?
Nope. So I wasn't closed COVID. COVID, because I said educational toys, I was deemed essential.
Perfect.
And that's the part of being a business owner. You got to advocate for yourself, because when they told me, oh, you are not essential. I'm like, yes, I am. What are kids going to do? I had to argue with the state. What are kids going to do while they're home? You want them on the computer, or you want toys in front of them that are educational, that's going to actually build that gap? And as we can see, we love to call them COVID kids. Why? Because now everybody has a sensory issue. Everybody needs a sensory toy. And for COVID, I'm very proud to say, because of our actions in COVID, because what I did during COVID, I asked our clients to donate $25 so we can do mystery bags. So mystery bags of toys for families. So families signed up on our website that told us, listen, we have to now feed our kids we don't have money to buy toys or anything to entertain them. So we started an initiative that called the Mystery Bag Program. And we had clients donate $25 to a bag where we deliver those bags to each individual that signed up. And we were able to do 580 something bags for one session. And I mean, and I think you can definitely look this up because that was a very proud moment. And because of that, Andrea Stewart cousin came to New Rochelle, and we were the only business, even now, I'm the only business in New Rochelle to receive the Senate Empire Award for what we did for the people for the kids during COVID. So yeah, so our mystery bag program started at COVID, then we did a summer program, then we did a fall. And I can say for COVID, for December, everyone, I think that was our highest sale in the 10 years that the 5 years that we were in business. That was our highest sale because everyone wanted to make sure they support small business. So again, the community and coming up with different strategies. But I find that every time that I want to help, that's where I get the biggest benefit. It's never where I'm thinking of how do I stay open? Because stay open was never thought for me. That might sound like, oh, really? Yeah. My husband always say, stay home. But staying open was never thought. My thought was the children that was at home, not having anything to do. And because of that, here we are.
That's great.
I mean, on your website, you've got the backpack drive, sponsor a family for the holidays, the pediatric cancer. Like, how do you keep track of everything? How do you stay, how do you stay on top of all these different endeavors? But give us a little background on how it started to begin with, why it started, maybe a little bit about that, and then how it's going. And all the different, maybe you don't have to name all of them, but some of the different things that you're involved with.
So going back to the beginning, as I said, TP Toys was the catalyst to giving back. And we started giving back, especially our holiday program. It started where we had a Secret Santa. We used to do a layaway program. And there's a Secret Santa that used to come in and he would pay for all the layaway items. But the following year, we found that people that didn't shop at our store, because that story made national news, people that didn't shop at the store started coming into layaway. And I put a stop to it because I am a giver and I don't like people taking advantage of people that give. I want it to be purposeful. So that's when we started our holiday initiative. Because it was on the news, so many people started sending us checks. And we're like, okay, the holiday's over. And we do Maria Ferrer Hospital in September. We go for pediatric cancer. Again, all my initiatives were purpose driven. My son was hospitalized for like 3 months and they thought he had cancer, but it wasn't. Thank God it was juvenile arthritis. And while he was in the hospital, he had a new toy every day. And I was like, wait, I told him, I was like, I have a toy store, I can go get him stuff. And they were like, no, we have a room that's donated. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I said, I wanted to add to that. I want to make sure that other kids get the same benefits that my son did. And that's how our gold campaign started, where we collect the toys in September, because we met a kid in the hospital, but unfortunately he passed. So since then we've done September, we go for pediatric cancer. So that's one of our initiatives now we tied into Kemesha's community. Our backpack program, we unfortunately stopped the backpack program. Why? Because so many people were doing backpack program, and we sat with our board and we wanted to know, how can we reach people who really needed help? And we found that young adults between 18 to 24 that graduated high school, or some who didn't graduate high school, had no direction of what they wanted to do or where they wanted to work. Nothing, just no direction. So I wanted to start a program, which I did, the workforce program, that now we employ kids 18 to 24. So we put them in local business and they work 20 hours a week, and Kemesha's community pays. So that's one of our programs. We have a breakfast club program that I touched on earlier, and that's kids that if they miss breakfast in school or on the weekends when schools are closed, they don't have breakfast. So we have a program where we buy food, especially microwavable food. So if the parents are not home, and we know a lot of these families, the mothers have three jobs, the dad has three jobs, so they're barely home, and we can focus on anything else, but the main focus is always going to be what happened to the children. So that's our focus, and that's where we start our
Where
breakfast
does the
club
break? Do
program.
they come to you to have the
No, we
breakfast? Do you
deliver
deliver?
now. So
Okay.
we deliver the food item, and that's the number one thing about Kemesha's community. We preserve your dignity. Because Andrew, I need help tomorrow, and I call you. The last thing I want you to do is have a camera in my face saying, "Look who I helped."
Right.
Kemesha, she needed help for her store, and I helped her. It's great when people know you help, but I don't want a camera in my face at my lowest moment. So rather than them coming into the store, our board members, myself, community volunteers, we deliver the food to them. So that's one of our programs. And we also, again, we have the holiday program, which if you go on our website, you can see last year, we always sponsor over 100 families, not children, 100 families. We partner with the social workers in the school. And last year was our biggest year because we went over 200.
Wow.
And this is because of people in our community that step up and say, hey, I don't want to sponsor family. We have families that sponsor 5 families, 10 families, 20 families. We have churches that partner together and say, hey, we want to take this amount of families. So we have so many people. Again, that's that collaboration. And they see what we do. I mean, I started by sponsoring 5 families myself. And I said, why don't I tell people what I'm doing and see if they want to help? And now 200 families later,
Wow.
that's where we are. Here we are.
You seem like obviously a very positive person, engaged, and just want to help. Where did that come from? Is that from parents? Is it from growing up? Were you involved in this kind of charitable initiatives? Like where did you learn this? How did it come and grow out of you right now?
So I'm going to go back to what I was saying earlier about where I went to school. I went to school in the Bronx. And as great as my parents is, they were working. And was in school, I was a trouble kid. I was super smart. And it's like they didn't understand. I graduated early and went on to Lehman because of someone who, every time I got in trouble, I had one person, this lady, everybody pushed me to the side, but I had one person that didn't understand my grades and my behavior. And she said, well, you're not bad. You're bored.
Huh.
And that stayed with me. She got me in Lehman College classes early because she was right. I was bored. But the work when I was doing in school, it didn't challenge me. But I didn't know that. Neither did my parents at the time. No fault to them. But my outlet was to give trouble. My outlet was to pick on Andrew to see what Andrew was doing today. Again, I wasn't bad. I was bored.
Right.
And because of that, and that's a part of why I also have my mentoring program. So I used to be a Judge Judy, her honor mentor, and I loved her program, but I wanted to bring it to New Rochelle, where the children that I was mentoring is from New Rochelle. So also because of that, Andrew, that passion, I started my own mentoring program where I tell these kids now, you're not bad, you're bored. And I give them
Yeah.
opportunities to work, give them opportunities to mentor. And what she did for me was I was organizing every single day. I was organizing the same closet, the same file drawer. And you're probably thinking like, I was like, well, why is she doing this? But I felt very important.
So I
I felt
guess
very important.
I
Yes.
guess like for our community, the best thing for us to happen is for you to be bored one day,
Yes.
right? And you're just gonna come up with something else and then put it in play.
So I've tapped into purpose driven, and that's why I talk about being purpose driven. So I had to tap into what do I like? What makes me happy? What makes me happy is sitting at the end of the night knowing because of one thing I did, someone else benefit. So that is that's why my crazy active. And I think it's like, oh my God, you do so much. Oh my God, I don't think I do enough.
Yeah.
But when
You
I
ever take a
sit
moment for
down,
yourself?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I go to I do so much. I go to the gym every day. You will not believe it. I really do. But what makes me happy? What makes me happy is getting a call from a mother at the end of the week. Like, yeah, you were right. You know, she got in this program. Yeah, you were right. Thank you for taking that 10 minutes to talk to her. Thank you for doing this. Because now a person that says college is not for me is now graduating. A person that told me, I don't like this, Miss Kemesha, and I'm never going to do it. And I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to do it. Let's not do it together, you know? And just giving them that validation that someone gave me, that
Yep. I can
that
only
transpired into
assume
everything today.
I can only assume that you've heard from your mentees from 5, 10 years ago, and will continue to hear from them as they leave your programs and go into the real world, and they'll look back on and say your name.
Not only that, I have a rule. You have to pass it on. So each of them have to bring someone else to me to say, this is the person I helped. Or if they're away in school, they'll call me on FaceTime. I'm like, look, you know, she was going through a hard time. And look what we're doing, Kemesha. We started the plan. We started the 10 step. And I'm like, good. It's the goal of passing it on. Um, One of my students, my mentee, she's now the RA at IOTA. And every time she comes by, she said, Kemesha, I remember you said this, and it's actually happening. I'm like, I know, but she has passed it on to so many children, so many people, so many young adults that they go to college and they don't know what they want to do. They don't know the direction. They just know I need to go to college. But then you go there, who are you talking to? So for her, it's not just a job. It's also purpose driven. So those are the young people we're planting in the world.
Right.
So if they want to get involved first, thank them for taking the opportunity to just to give that time. And I mean, it's very rewarding for the right people who feel like, you know what, it's time for me to do something, or for a lot of people that's been doing it but want to do it local in New Rochelle. They can reach out to us at kemeshascommunity@gmail.com or visit our website, kemeshascommunity.org. Also, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, CP Toys, New Rochelle, or just Google Kemesha Salmon, and I'm sure everything will pop up.
That's a good segue to talking a little bit about your social media. Andrew and I both mentioned our wives have brought it up multiple times. Oh, we know Kemesha from her Facebook posts and her Instagram posts, and you mentioned that you have people coming up to you and saying, "I love what you're doing on social media." Tell us a little bit about what you are doing on social media, and do you have someone handling your social media? Are you doing it all? I can't imagine you have all this time to do all these posts, but tell us a little bit about how social media has impacted your business and the charitable endeavors that you have.
Yeah, so I handle I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Andrew, but I do handle my social media. Um, I try to be very transparent, especially with our donors. I'm one of those people, you'll see something on TV and they're like, help the dog, and you're like, yes, I want to help. But you always see them asking to help the dog. And you never see, which dog did we help? Like, did we buy a cage? I don't want to see the dog, but can you show me 2 cages that I bought? Like, what did my money do? So for social media, I try my best to be very transparent, especially the holiday drive when we're doing the gifts. A lot of our donors, they come in and everyone will tell you, Kemesha loves to take photos. So if you go on our social media, you might see people, like, I know this person, because I tell them, we're not worried about who we're giving to. We're worried about you who are giving. Because when I see other people giving, I'm inspired to give. I'm like, Andrew is giving to this. Andrew believes in it. don't want to give. So I like to show other people in New Rochelle that, listen, your neighbors are giving. You know, everyone is coming together. So it's you're the only one not giving, you know. Um, but all jokes aside, so that's part of our social media. And I love every time I start a new initiative, I'm like, this is what I want to do. But I always ask, that's the first thing I do because I know if I can help 10 people, Andrew, and I put it on social media, I might help 20, I might help 50. You might never know. So I always ask for help. And that's where social media come in. I'll post and Jesus, yeah, they always answer the call. And if you go back to look at our posts, we always thank every single one for answering our call because sometimes I'm blown away. Like, really? Like, especially last Christmas when we reach our 200 mark, I'm sitting like, I am helping 200 families.
Right.
That's over 300 children. Like, I am doing that just because of asking for help. So, yeah, that's why I use social media.
Because it seems like you need something else on your plate. We spoke of initiatives. Like, what's next? Like, what's an initiative that you're not doing now, but you're it's percolating and something you're thinking about maybe doing down the road? Like, is there something that you want to have some breaking news with us right now and share?
And that's the thing. I really don't, I don't sit down and go, what's next? It's always something that happened. And I'm like, so for instance, we had like we had a summer program that was swimming. I didn't want to do that.
Huh.
But majority of our young adults didn't know how to swim. And we're like, okay, there's so many lifeguard jobs. You're not going to get those jobs if you don't know how to swim. So what did I do? I created a program for swimming. Right now, the program that I actually just created that I touched on earlier, and I was telling you, it's our tutoring program because we do tutoring during the week. But then we have our high school students who are in the National Honor Society or who are about to be inducted in the National Honor Society that they need 20 hours.
Right.
Do you know how much children that is in the high school that need those hours? Do you know how much kids they can help to tutor? So I said, don't worry, kids. I will give you something to do on the weekends. So because of that, we just kicked off our Saturday and Sunday. Where do you know tutor on Sunday? No one. So we kicked that off because the kids is like, I'm available. I have sports on Saturday, but after church, I'm free on Sunday. So I'm like, hey, there you are. So now I have that program where they tutor on Saturday and Sunday.
Where
So
does that take place?
at Kemesha's community, at our center.
Right.
So as I touched, I'm so sorry. Did I make mention that we opened the center last year, March 5th? I did. I
I
hope
think
I
you
did.
might have. But is it right? It's next to TP Toys, right? So if people want
Yes.
to check out the toy store, check out Kamisha's community, maybe tell
They're
them,
two in one. Yes.
okay, so tell them the address, and
So
then
it's,
get
I'm sorry. So it's TP Toys and Kemesha's community at 570 North Avenue in New Rochelle. You can stop in and talk to us. Like if you don't want to send an email, I love to have conversation. Um, as my husband and everybody will tell you, I never shut up. So if you can come in and talk to me, I have no issue with, and we have pamphlets that we will give out about the programs that we have, and just help us help New Rochelle
And
because
for
as
a frame of
every
reference,
kid,
that's
yes,
near like Fifth Avenue and City Hall, right around that
yes,
area.
yes, right across the street from CVS.
Yep.
And think about it. You're helping a kid that's in school, and some of our kids are in school. They might be in class with your child, or your neighbor's child. Like like, I would love again to help more families outside of New Rochelle, but our goal right now is New Rochelle because once we can build up our kids and make sure no kids go to school hungry, no youth is wondering what am I going to do with myself because I can't find a job. And for the holidays, if we could just put one toy under a tree for a kid, we're making a difference. We might not save the world, but we're starting in one place and we're starting in New Rochelle.
that's
Nice.
great. You mentioned you've got a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old at New Rochelle High School.
Yes.
Do they have this pressure to be as active in the community? Do they do it anyway just because that's how they grew up? And tell us a little bit about how maybe you're passing along, that trait to the next generation.
I love that you asked that question because they come up with different ideas, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that today. But they've been doing it since they were younger, so it's embedded in them. Especially like my daughter. My daughter is one of the tutors. Also, my son, and my son, which I love to say and I love to brag on, he's fluent in Spanish. So and if you go on our social media, you'll see they have been doing this since they were 4 and 5 years old. So they go to school and they find reasons to help kids. I've had parents, and I put a couple on, and again, transparency, I put it on social media where a young mom came just to thank me for my daughter, just helping her daughter, just seeing her daughter in a different light, just being like the same thing as my son. And I'm like, oh my God, everyone worry about the grades. Everyone worry about what are they doing. And I'm like, oh my God, I just worry that they're good humans, and they are. So there you always see them participating because they love it.
Yeah.
We don't force, I don't force them to do anything. Sometimes I tell them to leave me alone, to be honest, because I'm like, it's a lot, but they now have their own, like my daughter gets the entire school to tutor. And I'm like, Peyton, we have to schedule different days. And she's like, okay, I'll schedule the day. So they got it. They got it. So yeah.
That's great.
One other thing that I think would be helpful to our listeners, if you have any advice for small business owners who maybe want to open up a business in New Rochelle or have just opened up a business in New Rochelle, there's maybe three of the top things that they should be thinking about, or others who want to open up a charitable, organization of some kind. Do you have any advice for those people? And then we'll let Grable wrap us up.
Um, I'll say this because I've had so many people come in to my store and they said, I don't want to work for corporate anymore. I want to open my own business. What do you think? I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about that. First, that's the worst reason
Mhm.
because when it comes to a small business, there's days you're not going to make any money. There's weeks you're not going to make any money where you're covering overhead. So my first thing I tell everyone, if the money is the reason why you're opening, I mean, we all have to make money. You're wrong. It has to be a path because every day I get up and I open my toy store, I don't care who walked through the door. I am content. I am content in the space that I built because I understand the purpose driven that comes with the business that we're doing. So that's the first thing. Like, yes, you can start a new business, but are you purpose driven? Or are you going to be in love with what you're doing? Like getting a job is just you can get a job. And the difference with owning a small business is I tell everyone that they love to say, oh my God, I work for myself. No, you don't. You work for the community. Because the moment one person comes in that establishment and they're not happy, that one negative review, that one person that's out for blood to make sure no one else shop at your store or shop at your business or eat at your restaurant to damage you. So if you're not a person who you're content and you're happy, you want everyone that comes in to feel that same in your business, don't do it because then you're going to lose it. Um, and the other advice I'll give is just take a risk. Listen, it's either going to work or you're going to fail. But look at me 11 years later with no idea. I had no idea, no plan. I just knew I wanted to try. So my advice would be to be as crazy as me. And what if? But the goal is to be purpose driven and love it because I love it. And I always say any day that I don't love it anymore or I don't have that fire for it anymore, I'll put my slippers down.
Great.
That's my advice.
That's good advice. You thank you first off for your time. We know it's valuable. Thank you for talking with us, sharing your story, and telling what you're doing with your business and Kemesha's community and just New Rochelle in general. We appreciate it. We appreciate what you're doing.
Very
And
inspirational. Very
yeah,
inspirational.
like complete
Thank
this
you. And thank you for
success
having
story.
me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was great.
Uh,
Great to have you.
Best of luck
Thank you.
moving forward. Continued success.
Thank you so much. And I hope I see everybody stop in and say hello.